Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a stock market portfolio update video. And yeah, it's exciting to do this because I've not done one in a very long time because I've actually been away for the last 3 weeks or so. If you do want a free fractional share worth up to £100 on Train 2 and 2, then click the link in my description or use my code Ben on the promo code section and you'll get yourself a free fractional share worth up to £100 on Train 2 and 2. So yeah, I've been away for 3 weeks or so for work, and the first week was for work, and I went to Indonesia in Jakarta, and that was for work purposes. And then after that I went on to do the Komodo Islands boat trip for 3 nights, and also a few other things really. Off the top of my head it's hard to say all the things I did, but it was incredible. And then we went off to the Gili Islands, and also we then went on to Lombok as well afterwards. And one thing I'll say is it really opened my mind of like the traveling was amazing, like everything, the cultures and just meeting all the different people was just insane. And it was just as good as when I went to Tokyo. It was really cool and just a different way. And also one thing, it makes you realize why we're all investing is because we want to try to get that freedom and choices to do all these amazing opportunities that you can get if you obviously set yourself up well for the future. So it's another reminder for me to really work hard and keep investing and sticking with the plan and documenting these videos to show you that you can start from anywhere in a way. And obviously you can go back 5 years ago and see my videos from then and see how far it's come from then. So that's the whole idea of this whole channel, to be honest with you. It was to document for myself to look back on, and it's turned into a channel where people end up watching and watching the journey as well. But yeah, no, it's been really incredible, the support as well with the YouTube videos. Like I say all the time, I really appreciate it. But anyway, let's get into the stocks. So the first one, we've got AMD, and we're down 4.3% on this, and I'm up 22% on AMD. And like I said, this is one that I'm just constantly buying over time. I've made a video on it and the reasons why I'll be doing this. And by the way, as well, with this video, it's going to be a bit different to my usual ones because I've obviously not been keeping up with the stock market for the last 3 weeks. I tried my best to, well, I was obviously looking a bit, but I was trying my best to just kind of switch off from it all and just live in the present and the moment and be around obviously where I was at the time. And so I've not looked at all the news. There could be other news that's come out, and I'll pre-warn you that I probably might not know if there's any recent stuff. Obviously from then on, the next videos that I do, I'll obviously be keeping up with the stock market more. But yeah, it's just an interesting one to look for me to see kind of reaction of how everything's gone. But AMD down 4.3%, that's expected because it's done so well recently. And obviously people know in the premium group that I have, where you see live updates of what I'm doing with my portfolio, well, you'll be knowing that I've been doing a few small buys with AMD and also SoFi. But yeah, I'm sticking with the plan that I've set, and yeah, I'm staying with it. Fubo's had, well, it's up 3.2%, up 121% on Fubo. This will be an interesting one at the end of the year to see with the Disney merger if we get much more news with it all. And yeah, this is another one that's going to be an interesting one at the end of the year. And up 3%, not too bad on Fubo. Obviously this is a speculative play, more of a speculative stock that I'm holding, and I've got 1,100 shares in that. Grab, this is an interesting one that we can talk about actually, because now I've experienced using Grab in Indonesia, and obviously Grab isn't as big as they are, like they're very dominated in the other countries in Asia, but Indonesia, they're not as dominant, but they're still massively dominant, if that makes any sense, because Gojek is quite big, to be honest with you, in Indonesia. When I went over, they were competing against each other at the airports. You saw both adverts on the electric boards in the airport, and you also had people giving out either a free drink of water wearing Grab uniform, or same with Gojek. And also they were giving out promo codes for you to use if you were new to Grab or Gojek. And also it was almost like a really nice service. You had someone like saying, oh, here's a promo code, you can get yourself a taxi, use this, and then they'll also help you with your luggage with it. The service was insanely good compared to like what you would use an Uber. And then if you go on the Uber app, which was interesting, it will advertise using Grab. It will say go to Grab, because obviously they got a stake in Grab. So that's another interesting one. So if you're an Uber user, you're going to go straight to Grab because they advertise it on there. And then another thing is as well, you could split the bill with the food. So we did a food order, which was very cheap, to be honest with you, because obviously your money goes a lot further out there. But we had 3 of us on there, and you click the link and you join as a group, and you're able to put in what you want to buy, and it's got your card details. So then when the person who's the host or paying for it, once everyone's ready, it'll place the order, and then it will take your money of what you placed as an order, which was quite a cool thing, quite a cool option. And yeah, any other things is, to be honest with you, it's just the way, like, the service was insane, 10/10. And then also the app, the fact that like it translates everything for you. You can click it to be on English, and it's all in English. It's just very well run, the app, to be honest with you, and everything's all in one place. But there were just a few little pointers of how I experienced it, and I didn't have any problems or troubles with Grab, to be honest with you, the app at all. Like, it was all really good, to be honest. But yeah, we're down 7% on Grab, and it's up 4% on the week. But it was actually cool to actually have a go and use the app Grab in the end. But yeah, it's just the way they get you straight away, and you've got to think, like, that's my first time in Indonesia, and I've got the app Grab downloaded. I'll use that again when I visit again, if I do. And it's the same vice versa. Like, to be honest with you, if you're new, you probably will sway towards Grab, and a lot of people who I worked with, funny enough, downloaded Grab over Gojek, to be honest with you. So I don't know if that's because Uber promotes it, or when you do go there, you do see Grab more, like, getting promoted rather than Gojek. But I was surprised how much you did see of Gojek though. But yeah, just quite interesting. And this is another one I really want to buy up more, and I probably will be focusing on a lot more now that I've got more shares in AMD and SoFi. And because of the fact I'm down on Grab, why not buy some more and build this position up? Nike, this is something that I've been speaking about for a while, and I've obviously had it wrong, and it's up 22% on the week. But one thing I did say in the videos is I was down a lot in Nike, obviously, but I never averaged down. I never averaged down to $50, $60, even though my average was 70. I never averaged down because there was no point, because I wasn't building a position. This was just more of a point of saying, I think this is a great stock to hold for the long term, in my opinion. And I wanted to see if I was correct and right. And if I bought at $70, I would be up 1%. But that's because the FX impact has absolutely killed me. I don't know why it's not letting me. There we go, down 6% on the FX impact. I know it's really bad, but obviously those averages would be so much better, and I would be up probably more like 5% if I was averaging down. That's what I would normally do in a position if I believed in it and did the analysis of where I think the share price was going to go. I would have averaged down and would have had a much better average, meaning obviously that return would be a lot higher, like more like 5, 6, 7%. So yeah, but anyway, regardless, even if I just didn't average down and I bought, and the timing of it, I'll still be up with it at the moment. So yeah, just interesting one there. And I think Nike will do very well in the future. Palantir down 8% in the week, pretty much. Bit of a rough week, but like we all know, this is crazily, overvalued. With some, well, in people's opinions, some people are even saying, like, yes, the PE is crazy, but like, if you see what the TAM it can have and the growth rates that it can have, even it's like the industry it's going into, which is quite a new industry, and the potential it has, you could argue like it's not overvalued. It's one of those. Palantir is a very hard one, and it's like if you went with Amazon, Apple, all of them big companies, they're always overvalued, never undervalued. There was never really a great time to buy if you went off the standard way of valuing a company. And I think Palantir could be one of those type of companies that it's just hard to know what's a good price kind of thing. But obviously, if it goes to $70, which it did, I personally think it's a good price to buy at. I would personally buy that. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but that's what I would do. But up 566% on Palantir. Snapchat was another one that I wanted to kind of test and show if I didn't hold the stocks I did, what was a stock that I would buy, and I wish I did this with like Hims and another stock that I have on my radar. Maybe I will actually. Leave in the comments if you find that interested me. Literally just getting a stock. Obviously buying like £2 worth. It's not a position of mine, but it's just a stock that if I was going into the stock market, what would I buy now? If you would like that, leave in the comments and I'll do that, and then we can keep track of where I would have gone if I went with that as well. But Snapchat was one of them, and it's up 13.8% in the week, and I'm up 14.5%. This is one of the stocks that I just think will do well end of this year and more so next year. It's just that type of stock with obviously the way the financials are going. If you see the trends that's going on with that, they're becoming more they're getting on their way to becoming profitable, and obviously Q4 is always their strongest quarter because that's where all the ad revenue comes from. That's all the ad payers are paying then. Same with YouTube, like the biggest pay months are November, December, and October really. So yeah, but Snapchat, I think this will do better at end of the year and next year. SoFi up 11.7%. It's finally made a move, guys. I know I had a lot of people in the comments and people messaging saying, you still holding SoFi? Do you still believe in it? It's like, I do, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't know why it wasn't moving much, and that's just something that happens with stocks. Sometimes it just doesn't go how you think it could go. Obviously, I had my price targets on screen on previous ones, and at the moment they're pretty much correct, and we'll have to see if it carries on that way. But yeah, 43%, nearly 44% up, and I'm still buying up. I'm buying my average up, to be honest with you, because I want the shares. I care more about the shares than what my return is, because like, yeah, you could have a really nice return. I could have had an insane return of like something like 200% or something, but because I bought at $7 and I could have just kept it there. But I don't care about the return as such, because it's how many shares I got and how much capital I can build into this, and that's what I care about more. But yeah, up nearly 44%, and yeah, nearly $12 my average, and obviously that's averaging up as time goes on as I'm buying. But yeah, obviously this is a stock where I will buy heavier if it drops, but I'm still averaging in every week small amounts between like the AMDs, the SoFis, and also Grab that I mentioned. But yeah, I do love SoFi, and like I said, if interest rates go down, it can be a catalyst. I'm not saying it will, it just can be a catalyst for a stock like SoFi and a lot of the stocks I hold. Tesla down 10.5%. Elon Musk getting involved in politics once again, and this is something that's kind of annoying now. 28% I'm up, and it's obviously I love the company I believe in, but Elon Musk, the politics he gets involved with, it makes it hard to just try and like invest in a company like this when things are always up and down like that. You want a bit more certainty, because you never know what Elon Musk could say or do. So that's a risk you take with, I guess, investing in Tesla. But also it's got massive potential for what it could become, and that's probably why I've not really bought much more at all Tesla for a long time, because of reasons like that. So yeah, on the week I'm down 1.5%, which is probably good considering Palantir was down 8% on the week. So it's not actually that bad of a week of what it could have been. But yeah, in my investments I've got 120,950 and like £400 in cash pretty much. So yeah, that's my portfolio. If you did enjoy the video, give the video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see you in the next video.